Hey Gopher fans, thanks for tuning in. Let's talk about it. Today's quick cast is brought to you by Martin Vintage. MartinVintage.com, where if you enter Boiled at checkout, you'll get 20% off. Mom, thanks for watching. So last week, I made some predictions, as I do every week when I have my quick cast. And I thought that Purdue would be able to stop Minnesota's one-dimensional offense. Turns out Minnesota showed a completely new look as Purdue gave them lots of space to work on offense. Purdue's defensive backs couldn't stay in front of Minnesota's big receivers, and Purdue's defensive backs, linebackers, and pretty much the entire team didn't know what to do with the run-pass option. As the game went on, Holt didn't make many adjustments. I think that's starting to grate pretty badly on Coach Brom. We're hearing it in post-game comments that the defense simply needs to be improved. They need to get more aggressive. They need to make plays, and they're not doing that. Purdue is negative on the turnover battle for the season, and without some major changes, that's going to continue. So the vibes aren't good between Brom and Holt, obviously, and the defense needs to improve radically for this season to improve at all. Purdue's inability to adjust all season has been a problem, and it continues to be an issue. So let's talk about what I said last week and how Minnesota fans have reacted. On Twitter, Minnesota fans have been all over us. I think it's odd to have that fan base at us because I never really disliked them before this week, but now I do. I can tell you that much. Who can blame Minnesota fans for kind of pushing it back at us? I mean, they've won 6 of the last 7. Nobody can take that away from them. But what we could say is, Minnesota fans, sober up a little bit. You've beaten nobody so far. Purdue is not a good team right now. Beating Purdue by 7 and allowing them to come back into the game is not a great thing for your squad. And squeaking out 4 wins against mediocre or worse teams is not something to brag about. You would think Minnesota was Alabama if you were on our Twitter feed, the way their fans have reacted. And I guess you have the right to react positively to the victor goes the spoils. And there are Purdue fans on Knucklehead and on Twitter and on other places on the internet that are saying, well, Minnesota got our guy. PJ Fleck should have been Purdue's coach. And to those people, I have a real simple message. You can be Purdue fans. That is absurd. That Fleck is the guy that Purdue should have gotten. Purdue should have hired. Number one, if you know the history at all, Fleck played a game with Morgan Burke and Babinski because Babinski was transitioning in. They had a meeting. It's pretty well documented, and Fleck was a jackass during that meeting. Strike 1. Strike 2, Fleck is who he is. This is the biggest thing. If you go to a game and really watch the guy, you'll see that PJ Fleck is about his business. He's a bizarre human being. Fine. I'm a weird guy too. That's not the end of the world. He is the show, not the players. He has a ritual that when Minnesota scores, he comes up and a lineman throws him up as if he's in Dirty Dancing. But Purdue fans, if you like Fleck and you think he's better than Brom, hold your line. Next year when Purdue's winning, you can't jump back on the Brom bandwagon. Be consistent, be who you are. If you're a Fleck lover, fine. You're a Fleck guy. I'm not. I don't like him at all. And he's as bad on TV as he is in person. He's an annoying dude. The row the boat thing, think about the idea. He trademarked something with the help of Central Michigan, and then he had to bring it with him because that's his brand. Listen, as a football coach, your brand should be about making your team better, making them stronger, and building a program. What he's doing is building his own brand. Make no bones about it. And that stuff's getting old. I hope he's out of the Big Ten soon because I don't want to look at him anymore. But if he sticks around, I hope they hit him in the mouth and look forward to Purdue turning the corner because they will. There is no doubt about that in my mind. The way the recruiting trends are going, Purdue is going to be quite good in the next couple of years. If you haven't read up on that and you don't see that, you don't see the difference between Fleck and Brom overall, and you like that personality and that sideshow, hey man, that's you. That's not me. I don't get it. I don't want it, and I don't think it's good for a program in the long run. And if you really want to get, into this, get on Twitter, get in other places, and talk and read about Central Michigan fans' opinion of Fleck. It will tell you everything you need to know. So the injury bug continues to bite Purdue. This week it was Marvin Grant. Grant will not be back this season thanks to a torn labrum that it needs surgery. But the big thing is the attrition continues, and this team has to deal with the cards that's being dealt. That's the hardest thing for the coaches and the players, as youth is everywhere on the field. Youth is on the offense, it's on the defense, and with youth comes lumps. Hopefully the youth does not stay perpetual and these guys grow up in a hurry. The biggest thing that I'd like to see, the biggest sign of growth, is start winning some of the games against these opponents that aren't great. There are 3 or 4 teams on this schedule that I think Purdue can beat. If they could come out with 4 or 5 wins this season, I would consider this season a success. That's quite a bit different of the perspective of Purdue winning 6 or 7 games at the beginning of the season. And I still believe the losses of the senior leaders on field has just absolutely killed this team, and it's hurt its ability to react quickly to changes. Those seniors have a lot of things going for them. Number 1, they're big and strong, but number 2, they've seen a lot of football, and when things kind of change and when things go wrong, they had the ability to tell their teammates to calm down, and here's what is about to come. There's none of that on the field right now because there's just so little experience right now. And when coaches see that little experience, they exploit it. So now it's Purdue's coaching staff's job and challenge to try to level the playing field at least a bit for this young Boiler squad. Let's hope we see a little momentum shift. I don't think it'll be this weekend in Happy Valley. This is a tough one, my friends. Penn State's playing very well. Penn State, obviously, their fans, it's a hostile environment, and it'll be a new experience for these Boilers, these new baby Boilers, if you will, in the future. This will pay off, in my opinion. And if you didn't listen to the Handsome Hour, let me give you a little word of advice as a Purdue fan. Change your perspective on what this season is about. Let's go watch these young guys fight their way out of the adversity. Let's see the scrappiness. They showed a lot of it in the fourth quarter versus Minnesota, and hopefully that attitude will continue and that will yield some benefit in the coming weeks and maybe even the coming seasons. Got to go into the games thinking we're here to watch our Boilers play a game hard, and these guys are still playing hard. See them fight, see them get better, maybe win a couple games and surprise us. But right now it's tough. Keep your head up. I appreciate you tuning in, Gopher fans. I mean Purdue fans. Have a great day. God bless you. BS all the time.